Hello and welcome. How you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for being here as always, and thank you for your patience. Obviously, we'll drop the videos whenever the translation comes out. VHH English is clearly working very hard behind the scenes to get the translations out for everyone. Well, for foreigners, obviously. Like me, and it helps me out. And if you do want to help me out, hit the subscribe. Costs nothing. It's free for everyone, and it makes a hell of a difference to the channel. So that's up to you, though. That is entirely up to yourselves. And today, part 2, and this is Never Enough, Bust Down featuring Rafta, and I think it's KKBN, as well as the second skit. So we're going to get straight into it. No more talking, more watching. Let's have it. Let me just make sure it's recording that. Yeah, it is. And I apologize about the delay on the last video. I'm not really sure what happened, but because I've had to change laptops, because the other one I couldn't find my charger. So I've had to change laptops, and some of the settings, they were not the same, and I didn't realize that until after recording. And if that ever happens, I will never, ever go back to do a reaction, because it just won't be a reaction at that point. It'll just be me re-listening to the song, and everything will be fake, and it won't be enjoyable. So I'd rather just be like, right, cool, I've heard it. I know what my reaction was to it. So unfortunately, it just wasn't on video. But that's what happens with the delays. Anyway, yeah, no more talking, more watching. Let's go.
The fans and the community just looks at...
So the VOTP, it is a real podcast, I was told, and I will have to check it out, because they're talking a lot about Krishna. And this is 2015, I think, and this was after... Not this, was it Still Here album? No, it was the album with that he did with Sony, wasn't it? I think that was around that time, wasn't it? I believe. I believe that is what it is. But one second. Albums, there we go. Yeah, that was the Still Here. No, that was 2021. Sellout, that's the one. It was a Sellout album. 2014. So I'm guessing these guys on the 2015 podcast, they were talking about the Sellout album. Which, again, it's, from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like a lot of people listen to it, or as much as it was hoped to. Anyway, let's go.
Said it like it's glamorous, but on the flip side, this dude's jamming his ass off, to make sure.
And he's been at it for years. He didn't have to over that.
I really genuinely think he deserves a lot more love than he gets from the Indian underground community.
Well, because, most of these fans that listen to hip-hop nowadays, they want fucking jumping and screaming, and they want the simplest shit to have, to listen to. But that's not what it is, with rhyming and, rap and hip-hop and stuff, you have to be creative. There has to be a level of creativity there. It's not just putting words in a rhyming pattern, you have to have something about the lyrics, a bit of versatility, bit of diversity in your vocabulary, all of those things. And that's what Krishna does. And I'm not comparing Sellout to Still Here, because Sellout was clearly an album that he did, obviously in English, because he was pretty much made to do it that way. But, the Still Here album, that was excellent. The one in 2021, and everything that he's brought out after that has been absolutely on point as well. So that's the problem with the underground community. It's not really underground, because they're appreciating more of the commercial shit. If it was real and true underground, then they would be appreciating Krishna a little bit more. Okay, one thing I will say, which I really should have mentioned in the first video, and I don't know why I didn't, to be honest. It just sort of slipped my mind. But then someone said it in the comments. They said they're not a big fan of Krishna's voice, and I have to tend to agree with that. I just feel like he doesn't have much of a cadence when it comes to changing his voice. I've said before, where you use your voice as an extra instrument, or as a different instrument, and that's obviously how you manipulate your voice. Whereas I don't think Krishna has the ability to do that. Yes, he has hooks, but if you listen to the tone of the hooks, they're pretty much in the same sort of tone that Krishna uses. And even with this, the way that he started this, same thing with the first track that I heard as well. Nothing to prove.
but still I found a way. कभी lucky ना था मैं, cause I never got a break. काफी label वाले मिले मुझे लगे बहुत ही fake. इनका formula था एक जो के करे copy paste. आज ये करे ऐसे rap को you know I paved the way. Made them up the pen game, but they never really say. मुझे credit नहीं दे.
I mean, that's going to piss off a lot of people, to be honest with you. The fact that he said that, what is made them improve their pen game, but they'll never say it straight. Hey, look, that's truer words have not been spoken before. You know what I mean? Like, this is, he's just letting people know that it's because of him their pen game is better than it was before, you know? Maybe not as good, but
ये करे ऐसे rap को you know I paved the way. Made them up the pen game, but they never really say. मुझे credit नहीं देंगे, no flowers in my face. कभी rap का होगा craze, I just used to count the days. Never thought I'd make money from the game. Now there's dollars in my name. For my brothers I'm the same. कभी हुआ नहीं.
money. Yeah, pretty sick. Nice.
Make money from the game. Now there's dollars in my name. For my brothers I'm the same. कभी हुआ नहीं change.
Now there's dollars in my name, not only literally in terms of the way that he stylizes his name, but there's actual money there as well, you know, so that's really good, really nice. I like that.
Money, make money from the game. Now there's dollars in my name. For my brothers I'm the same. कभी हुआ नहीं change. मेरे बड़े थे ये aim, but it never was the fame. Now let me be honest, I was never treated fairly. Underground वालों को कभी पसंद नहीं था मैं भी. Community वाले पुराने never really get see. खड़ा था अकेला, मैंने खेला single player ही.
Nice.
You can take away my accolades, I tackle it. छीनो मेरी plate दे दो hate, still I handle it. बुलाओ मुझे made, even if my skill immaculate. किसी के लिए average, even if I'm a maverick. Krishna never gave up the pen or the paper.
Wait. Nice.
Take away my accolades, I tackle it. छीनो मेरी plate दे दो hate, still I handle it. बुलाओ मुझे made, even if my skill immaculate. किसी के लिए average, even if I'm a maverick. Krishna never gave up the pen or the paper. लिया जो भी लिया, मुझे दिया नहीं कोई favor. पूछे मुझसे label what I brought to the table. जवाब होगा केवल I brought the fucking table. एक बार करूँ तो ये बोलेंगे luck. दो बार करूँ फिर भी करेंगे शक. तीन बार करूँ but it's never enough. इसलिए बार करूँ cause I never give up. क्योंकि एक बार करूँ तो ये बोलेंगे luck. दो बार करूँ फिर भी करेंगे शक. तीन बार करूं but it's never enough. इसलिए बार करूं cause I never give up. जितना भी बढ़ोगे तुम आगे, खींचेंगे ये टांगे, तुम्हें देंगे सारे ताने पूरे टाइम. जितना भी नाम तू कमा ले, ये बैठे तेरे काम में बस खामियां निकाले. और जितना भी मैं करूं it'll never be enough. और जितना मुझे मिला they be telling me it's luck. बहुत enemies है पर ना enemy से डर, क्योंकि जब मैं on the track another felony occurs. Respect करी earn, I just waited.
Put me on a track, another felony occurs, mate. What? He's murking man on tracks.
पर ना enemy से डर, क्योंकि जब मैं on the track another felony occurs. Respect करी earn, I just waited for my turn, then stepped on the gas, just watching the rubber burn. जाके करा बड़ा काम पे कभी ना मदद मांग, क्योंकि आज का दान को दे कल कबर जान. मैंने डाले कितने hours on hours repeat, they deny me my flowers, that's how it just be. चाहे खाओ या तकलीफ, I don't bow.
Which is fine. I mean, look, we've said before, and especially on this channel, you know, when I mention Emiway, everyone goes crazy, and I've never had any other videos with as many comments as I do on Emiway videos. Like, they literally reach 1,000 comments, and it's very, very ridiculous, to be honest, because most of them are just like, you know, people sucking off Emiway's dick and shit. But and the problem is that it goes back to his original line where he's saying like the underground doesn't appreciate me, and which is true, because like I said, most of these people, they don't really know what underground is, because rap and hip hop as a genre is relatively new to India and Indian audiences. You know, the underground scene has just really started to gain traction. When Krishna was doing it, he was the guy, you know, he was ahead of his time. He was ahead of Badshah, Yo-Yo, Honey Singh, all of that stuff. He was ahead of them in terms of rapping, not music, relax, don't go crazy. But in terms of rapping, he was a Westerner, really. You know, he knew exactly what it meant to be a rapper, to be involved in hip hop. He knew how to write the song. So again, that's what I mean. He was ahead of his time. Yes, he may have not lived in India at that particular moment, but he's Indian at the end of the day. And he went back to his own land and literally changed his style from all English, you know, which was the Sellout album, to all Hindi, which was the Still Here album. So, and everything in between. But yeah, that's the problem, that he will not get his flowers because people don't really appreciate him like they should. time will come because people will realize like, oh, wait a second, so rapping is actually, you know, this is good rap, this is good hip hop, you know, something with meaning, something with a bit creativity. But then will it be too late? I don't know. But yeah, I understand that, you know, the Deny Me My Flowers, I see it everywhere I go, you know?
On hours repeat, they deny me my flowers, that's how it just be. Chahe khao ya takleef, I don't bow in defeat. Mere daaw pe naseeb na tod paoge belief. Jaise coward ke feet, I walked hours in heat and scoured to reach on this tower, this peak. I say bon appetit, jaise daawat pe jeet. Got the power to eat and devour the beat. Yeah, now the shit ain't breezy, brother. Baat karna aasan is easy, brother. Suna maine you been talking greasy, par gaali dene se pehle laga le DP, brother. Ek baar karun to ye bolenge Allah, do baar karun fir bhi karenge shak, teen baar करूं but it's never enough, इसलिए बार करूं cause I never give up. क्योंकि एक बार करूं तो ये बोलेंगे अल्लाह, दो बार करूं फिर भी करेंगे शक, तीन बार करूं but it's never enough, इसलिए बार करूं cause I never give up.
Yeah, I will say that there is something about Krishna's voice which I think, you know, it needs to be a bit more loose with it. It just sounds very rigid, and you know it's Krishna as soon as he starts rapping. But again, you can't really. That's personal preferences. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, Eminem went through phases where he just had the same similar vocals, and it was just like, that's boring. But you know, let's go anyway. Let's see. Next track with Raptor, right? Bust Down. I'm looking forward to this. My Pariva heart is on. I'm ready for this, bro. I'm ready for this. Let's go. That previous track again, it felt like a Krishna generic sort of track. Nothing in comparison to Nothing to Prove and Sensitive. And Knock Knock, really, you know what I mean? Those three tracks, they were a bit different and they belonged in this mixtape /EP /album. Mixtapey album. Mixtape bum. I'll mixtape. Anyways, so let's see what Bust Down is. Let's see what Raftar brings to this track. No more talking, more watching. Let's do it. I don't know why I keep saying that because we're just in the same video. Let's just go.
एक बस डाउन रोडी लंबी सी गाड़ी और मकान दो स्टोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोडी लंबी सी चेन और कुछ लाख की तिजोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोडी लंबी सी गाड़ी और मकान दो स्टोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोडी लंबी सी चेन और कुछ लाख की तिजोरियां diamond rings चाहिए diamonds in my chain Cartier lenses चाहिए diamonds on my frames.
See, even with this, yes, he's changed it a little bit, but then I don't know, it is that he's just sort of in that same octave, it feels like, you know, or at least in the same sort of note, but different octaves of that note. And you can tell, I don't know, there's something about it. And I'm not saying this for any hate, by the way, like, you know how I feel about Krishna, and you don't tend to hear me give any negative opinions on what I'm hearing. And it's not negative. It's just like, you know, like I said, personal preference. You listen to it, you think, I wanted maybe just a little bit something different, a bit of a higher sort of pitch voice, or, you know, maybe a different fucking note. Just, I don't know, maybe a bit more auto-tune. I don't know.
Diamond rings चाहिए diamonds in my chain Cartier lenses चाहिए diamonds on my frames चाहिए थी वो feeling जो आती with the fame बनना चाहता था मैं baller जैसे rappers in the game top 5 तेरो live कभी बन जाऊं मैं take off करूं यहाँ करूं touchdown है कलाई पे रोली वो भी bust down है मेरी पूरी mop deep cause it's tough down है बैठा मैं अकेला देखूं ख्वाब पूरे दिन सुनता था मैं बिगी सुनता पाक पूरे दिन सूप जैसे braids और दांत पे थे grills मैं बोलूंगा नहीं ज्यादा करे बात मेरे skills outcast in my class सुनूं Walkman पे tape rappers पे था
Outcast Kid, so again, you know, it's a throwback, a reference to Outkast, the group, because he mentioned Biggie, he mentioned Pac, he's mentioning Nas, the Outcast Kid. So again, the thing is with Outkast, even back then, they weren't up to, like, you know, the sort of the Nas's, the Pacs, the Biggies. Wu-Tang came out in a similar time anyway, so I can't really compare them. But, you know, Outkast is, you know, they probably have one of the best albums or debut albums I've ever heard. and I love it to this day. So yeah, great shout to Outkast and obviously Walkman. Shit, if you're not old enough to know what a Walkman is, then goddamn, you should not be watching this video.
boys के साथ Jay मेरा राज खास I start feeling so vain मैं कमरों में बंद play G-Unit for days QLs antenna जैसे बांधू
Bruh, G-Unit, I had the hoodies, I had the t-shirts, I didn't have a hat and I didn't have the sneakers. There's the only two things that I didn't have, but I had everything else. And I had this amazing grey hoodie, right? So on the hood it had what looked like diamond studded prayer hands with prayer beads, and which had a microphone at the end of it, and proper like velvet sort of finish inside the hood. Oh, it was beautiful. I honestly don't know where that's gone. I've tried to look for similar things online, but I don't think it exists anymore. So, but that was one of my favorite hoodies of all time.
bandana have the game on lock sir yahi tha plan mera karun ignore hi bas banna tha rap singer ek din ab bas rhyme tu banega fan mera kyunki chahiye mujhe bas ek bus down rolly lambi si gaadi aur makan do story ha chahiye mujhe bas ek bus down rolly lambi si chain aur kuch lakh ki tijoriyan chahiye mujhe bas ek bus down
like again you've heard this sort of hook before from Krishna, especially when it comes to his vocals. You've heard it before, and that's why I say, you know, sometimes he needs to do something a little bit different. If in the interest of fairness, right, you know, because I get a lot of people saying, oh, you don't say anything negative about Krishna. I always do, but like with Krishna, it's always little minor things like, well, vocals not really a minor thing, but because he provides such a good track altogether with the beat and the lyrics, and, you know, once you break it down, you don't really tend to notice much about his voice. But, you know, if you've heard Krishna enough, then you know that this is kind of similar to other hooks that he's done, especially when we talk about the actual vocals themselves rather than the lyrical content.
लंबी सी गाड़ी और मकान दो स्टोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोली लंबी सी चेन और कुछ लाख की तिजोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस जूते 10 लाख जोड़ी एक स्कूटी बनी ऑडी तभी एस क्लास दौड़ी चाहिए मुझे बस थोड़ी दाल थोड़ी रोटी एक बाग वाली कोठी और बीवी लंबी नौशौरी मुझे टीम नहीं यार चाहिए लिखे लफ्जों से शो पे कतार चाहिए मेरे सपनों को अपनों का प्यार चाहिए मेरी कोठी ना दिखे ऊंची दीवार चाहिए जॉब पे ना टीका क्योंकि बॉस की ना मानी मुझे को तो माँ की थी नौकरी छुड़ानी गांव की दीवारों पे
I mean, that line there, that just hits like a bastard, really, doesn't it? Couldn't stay in jobs, didn't follow the boss, wanted to free my mum from doing job. Yo, that's everyone's dream, man. That is everyone's dream. That's what we're striving for. Well, not everyone, but the majority of people.
बॉस की ना मानी मुझे को तो माँ की थी नौकरी छुड़ानी गांव की दीवारों पे रोशनी पुरानी बहनों की शादी पे टोकरी भी जानी थी got the game from Kane Wayne sibling पहला रैप डाला जब DHS wasn't a thing
Got the game from Big Daddy Kane, and that whole rhyme scheme was really nice as well. Dropped my first rap when DHS wasn't even a thing, bruh. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's out there going, oh, Hemingway made Rafta relevant. It's like, are you fucking high? Like, are you seriously smoking some shit if you think that?
Got the game from Kane Wayne sibling पहला रैप डाला जब DHS wasn't a thing Jay-Z था मेरा बादशाह नेली था मेरा king रात से पहले राजा फिर तू बाकियों को गिन चली तेरी रील क्योंकि फाटक मैंने खोला हुआ तेरा एडिसन क्योंकि रैप था निकोला रैप मेन स्ट्रीम होगा मैंने लेबल
Because Rafta was Nicola, right? So Edison obviously was, you know, everyone says that he didn't do shit really, he didn't create anything. So I like it. Nelly, Jay-Z was my emperor, so obviously Badshah. Nelly was my king before Ra. I was Raja, so you know he was. Beautiful.
रात से पहले राजा फिर तू बाकियों को गिन चली तेरी रील क्योंकि फाटक मैंने खोला हुआ तेरा एडिसन क्योंकि रैप था निकोला रैप मेन स्ट्रीम होगा मैंने लेबलों को बोला आता बैग में दिनेरो तो अमीगो करे होला चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन
Wait, isn't that a shout to one of Krishna's track as well? Hola amigo. Yeah, it is, yeah.
को बोला आता बैग में दिनेरो तो अमीगो करे होला
चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोली लंबी सी गाड़ी और मकान दो स्टोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोली लंबी सी चेन और कुछ लाख की तिजोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोली लंबी सी गाड़ी और मकान दो स्टोरियां चाहिए मुझे बस एक बस डाउन रोली लंबी सी चेन और कुछ लाख की तिजोरियां
Rafta bringing it as always, and DHH English Sedan, bro, you bring it as always, fam. You're keeping the channel going. I love it. And it's always good when you have both of these on a track together, and I mean that Spanish guitar as well. That was beautiful. Kenikibatni means this is not something that needs to be said. A Kenikibatni. Cool. Hopefully I said that right. But yeah, Rafta on a track with Krishna, it's always special. And again, it's not like Saza and Mott, but yeah, not many things are. So let's just move past that. Right, let's go. KKBN. Kenikibatni. Let's go.
You can open up the door with another one of those. Yaade mujhe din wo when they never give me shows. Who's the one still sneak dissing like a hoe? Main to tera sub-zero, still I got my wrist froze.
Who's the one still sneak dissing like a hoe? Bro, you might as well, at that point, you might as well just said his name, do you know what I mean? Because everyone knows who you're talking about. It's beautiful.
Give me shows. Who's the one still sneak dissing like a hoe? Main to tera sub-zero, still I got my wrist froze. Broke time, dekhe maine gold nights. Fuck life, cause I'm about to roll dice. Yeah, rappers low life, say Nico co-sign for their life is a bitch, and I ain't got no type. Dollar signs in the billing go up.
Oh god, they said life is a bitch, but I ain't got no type. Beautiful.
Nico co-sign for their life is a bitch, and I ain't got no type. Dollar signs in the billing go up, baby, give me feeling. These women be catching feeling as soon as he and they're in. These rappers we get grinning, they barely just wanna kill him. Hot body, they try to diss me, keep on just fucking winning like it's the rhyme scheme king. I'm back, change your typees and wipe these grins. Giri nahi tere bhai ki jo hype thi, then been getting double the head just as Siamese twins. Abhi bhi mere
Honestly, like, this guy just fucking brings it, man. Absolutely brings it.
feeling as soon as he and they're in. These rappers we get grinning, they barely just wanna kill him. Hot body, they try to diss me, keep on just fucking winning like it's the rhyme scheme king. I'm back, change your typees and wipe these grins. Giri nahi tere bhai ki jo hype thi, then been getting double the head just as Siamese.
Bro's hype never fell off, do you know what I mean? So again, going back and just little references to all the tracks.
अभी भी मेरे लेवल के ये आसपास क्यों ना दिल्ली या शहर या संभाल कर घूमना संभल का से निकलूं मैं कार का धुआं इंजन करे ब्रूम ब्रूम निकले कार का धुआं हाँ कौन करे क्या मुझे फर्क ना पड़े सीन इतना गरम कभी बर्फ ना पड़े कर्म करे पर हम शर्म ना करे ऐसा आता नहीं कोई दिन जब ये कलम ना चले हाँ Who's running this game right now ये कहने की बात नहीं Tell me who you playing right now ये कहने की बात नहीं Who's running this game right now ये कहने की बात नहीं Tell me who you playing right now ये कहने की बात नहीं खतरनाक खूनी तो हुई नहीं मुकाबला जिंदगी अधूरी बसूरी से मेरा वास्ता अपने मुंह पे नकाबला फैंटम ऑफ द ऑपरा साथ अपने तू बापला प्रॉस्पेक्ट क्योंकि जाग रहा तू जाग रहा अपने मुंह पे नकाबला फैंटम
Bring your dad with you because Prospect is waking up now.
ऑफ द ऑपरा साथ अपने तू बापला प्रॉस्पेक्ट क्योंकि जाग रहा तू जागरण में भाग लेकर हमसे ना सामना ना रंग से हूँ सावला पर मन से मैं पावला कसम से अब जंग के मैं हमले पहचानता जब ढंग के हो दंगे तो झंडे में गाड़ता हूँ बैक by popular demand pop another Zan ना fuck it मेरे बहुत अलग है प्लान खाता लाता रैम I might talk another man like पे लाइन डालू like I went and bought another gram prepare to go and tell him I'm a hell like
Dropping line after line like I bought another gram. Like, you know. I mean, it's a good bar, but again, I wouldn't. No one's going to be like, that's genius or anything like it, but I still.
I might talk another man like the line dalu like I went and bought another gram. Prepare to go and tell him I'm a hell like cerebellum. Pain venom is embedded in my G like paradigm. It's embarrassing the way I'm saying.
Cerebellum, I'm sure he's used that rhyme scheme before. I'm pretty sure he has.
I might talk another man like the line dalu like I went and bought another gram. Prepare to go and tell him I'm a hell like cerebellum. Pain venom is embedded in my G like paradigm. It's embarrassing the way I'm saying panic.
Spitting venom is embedded in my... What is it? Spitting venom is embedded in my jeans like a pair of denims. I mean, come on, bro.
I'm a hell like cerebellum. Pain venom is embedded in my G like paradigm. It's embarrassing the way I'm saying panicking. I'm not a kill him. I just want an automatic addict with the carrots in him. Bling bling जैसे BG from the hard boys. 2003 में था busy on the block boy. From the end jump busy करे pop boy. तब पे and you fuck for doing nini with your soft toys. सालों साल से ठहरा हुआ मैं, नाम पूछ मेरा फैला हुआ मैं, गहराई में भी तेरा हुआ मैं, माँ बोली मैं था winner जब से पैदा हुआ मैं. हाँ, who's running this game right now? ये कहने की बात नहीं. Tell me who you playing right now? ये कहने की बात नहीं. Who's running this game right now? ये कहने की बात नहीं. Tell me who you playing right now? ये कहने की बात नहीं.
This is the Krishna that I love, man. This is the type of track that I love from Krishna. Just quick bass rapping, great hook, and just dropping some absolute banger lines in there. This is Krishna for me. This track just sort of like epitomizes him, you know? Right. I mean, come on now, guys. Oh my God. 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 That is terrible. Terrible. Right, guys, I'm gonna have to go. Just sorry about that. Like, you know, it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I wish I never read that message. Oh my God, I wish I never read that message. Right, I'm gonna go, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert.